So today I'm going to show you a town called Ningyo-cho, which means a town of dolls, because they used to make Japanese dolls here, and they had all these different kinds of kabuki shows in this city. This is a SUKIYAKI store, and they have their own butcher shop. They serve the SUKIYAKI upstairs, and right next to the restaurant is their butcher shop, and they have these beautiful, delicious looking sliced meat. SUKIYAKI meats are very expensive. This street is called Amazake Yokocho. Amazake means sweet sake, which is a non-alcoholic drink which is made from rice, malt, and fermentation process. This is a tofu shop that is very famous in Ningyo-cho. They sell sashimi tofu from yuba to gamo, which is deep fried tofu. Very delicious, vegetarian, and they have carrots, vegetables, and seaweed inside these deep fried tofu. The Japanese roof tiles look very cool. I like the Japanese architecture. And this Tofu Futaba also has a restaurant, which I'm going to visit later on, and it's right around the corner of this tofu shop. And Imahan is a very famous shabu-shabu sukiyaki restaurant, and in this Ningyo-cho town, they have a very Japanese looking architecture building, and they also sell meat, sliced meat. And right next to the building, they also have the Imahan side dish place where they sell deep fried potato croquettes. They also use a very high quality sukiyaki meat in their side dishes. This is a taiyaki place, which is they have sweet red beans inside, and they cook it like a pancake. Oh, this is pretty cool. They have a Japanese sweet shop here. And this is looks like a Japanese. This is a Japanese cooking-ware shop. And this town has a mix of modern and new from the architecture and the structure of the town. So it's a beautiful town. It's right between Nihonbashi and Suitengu Mae. Yeah, very beautiful town. This is the Amazake Yokocho. Amazake means sweet sake, Yokocho means street. So they used to probably have a lot of these Amazake or sweet sake shops in the street. This is a yakitori shop, and this is originally from Yamanashi, Koshu. So it's a Yamanashi style yakitori. So we're back to the Tofu Futaba, and we're going to try out their lunch set. This lunch set is very Japanese. They show these models. Sometimes it's real food, but this one, it's made out of plastic and rubber, but it looks pretty real. I like the Japanese entry, and they put all these Japanese style lamps. Pretty cool looking. So the inside of the restaurant, Futaba, it's upstairs of the building, right around the corner of the tofu shop. It's a very Japanese interior. The tables and seats are made of wood. And the cool looking lamps that are hanging from the ceiling. Very Japanese. So it's open from 11 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. and all the lunch sets are about 850 yen to 1,000 yen. The one that I ordered is the meat tofu lunch set. This one is the shirataki, beef and tofu. This is the gammo, which is deep fried tofu. The miso soup has the tofu and the age, which is deep fried tofu. White rice. And Japanese style salad with sesame dressing. It's a sweet and has a lot of sesame, fresh sesame inside the dressing. This is the crushed tofu called oboro tofu. Another lunch set that I ordered is the agedashi tofu, which is the deep fried tofu with the tempura. It's similar to a tempura style sauce, but this is specifically made for the deep fried tofu. They have some scallions on top with grated radish, miso soup. All these ingredients here, the tofu, the age, the deep fried tofu, it's all from the tofu shop Futaba. So it's fresh tofu. They make it every morning from 4 a.m. and they open up the store at 7 a.m. So all the lunch sets are about 850 yen to 1,000 yen. So inside of the agedashi deep fried tofu, it's pure white tofu, and the outer coating is deep fried, and it has a chewy and very soft texture. So it's like a gelatin and deep fried with very thin coating of the fried. This is the gammo, and inside they have carrots and seaweed with the soup stock. Very delicious soup stock. Very close to a tofu stew. And sometimes the gammo, they include yams, or they also include soybeans inside, depending on how the restaurant cooks it. And this one also has the coating outside because it's deep fried. This is the boiled soybeans with, it's boiled inside a sweet stock. It's a very lightly sweetened soybean. And the Futaba Tofu Shop lady told me that they use one of the best soybeans in Japan. So their soybeans are very high quality, and that's why they have these tasty tofu. And shirataki tofu lunch set. Shirataki is made of aram root, and it's made into like a noodle form, and they have meat and tofu inside with the soup. This is the deep fried tofu. It's a little bit different than the gammo, because they don't have carrots and seaweed inside, but the flavor is very similar to the gammo. If you don't like seaweed or carrots, you could go with the atsuage, which is the deep fried tofu. Look at the beautiful colors of the deep fried with this inside the stock. Very juicy, very soft on the inside, and yet it has a nice chewy texture on the outside coating with the deep fried tofu. This one, the shirataki meat tofu, it's the harder textured tofu. The very soft textured tofu is called the kinu. The harder textured tofu is called the momen. This one is a momen tofu. They use these momen tofu depending on the dish, which holds the shape of the tofu. The miso soup, also all these ingredients come from Futaba Tofu Shop. Beautiful color of the tofu, and the sliced deep fried age. And these miso soup tofu are bigger chunks cut into bigger pieces. And the oboro tofu is like a pudding texture. It's not a dessert, it's just regular tofu, so you want to put a little bit of soy sauce on it if you like. I like to eat it without soy sauce, but soy sauce is also made of soybeans. It goes very nice together with the tofu. So you just put just a little bit of tofu, not too much, just a little bit to flavor the tofu. And with the soy sauce together, it gives a different kind of flavor. It still keeps the sweetness of the tofu, but it gives extra flavor with the soy sauce, and it's like eating a tofu pudding. Very delicious. I hope you liked the Ningyo-cho tour and the tofu lunch, and see you guys in the next town.